eventually was off, I was also a privileged official witness to his greatness. As a director of one of the first rated tournaments he played in as a child, I noted his steadfastness. As an arbiter, when he accomplished his historic 11-0 clean sweep at the 1963-1964 U.S. Championship Tournament, I stood by his board and observed his pride of accomplishment. And as the initial arbiter for Bobby when he was banned from traveling to Cuba for the Havana International Tournament and forced to play remotely by teletype entry, I spent hours alone with him in a closed room of the Marshall Chess Club, watching how his deep concentration was being compromised by fatigue. Although Endgame includes many incidents to which I was an eyewitness or in which I participated, the book is not in any way my memoir, and I've tried to remain invisible as much as possible. Through original research, analysis of documents and letters heretofore untapped, and hundreds of interviews over the years with people who knew or had a different perspective on Bobby, I've tried to capture the story of how he not only transformed himself, but also how, through a mysterious alchemy, he affected the image and status of chess in the minds of millions. And also how, unexpectedly, he saw his life become intertwined with the Cold War. Mainly as a result of Bobby's charisma and his widely publicized contretemps, his winning the World Championship created more furor and attention and more awareness of the game by the general public than any other chess event in history. Bobby had an uneasy relationship with his extraordinary celebrity and ultimately grew to despise it. It was the public's intrusive gaze that caused him in later years to lead a determinedly reclusive, almost hermetic life. For this audiobook, I obtained access to portions of the KGB and FBI files on Bobby and his mother. The files not only provided me with insights, but also with specific information that corrects previously published versions of Bobby's life, including my own. In the course of researching Endgame, I came across an autobiographical essay, never published, that Bobby wrote when he was in his teens. Rough-hewn, for sure, but introspective nevertheless, which in many ways gave the story behind the story of his life at that time, especially how he viewed his ascent and how he was treated by various chess organizations. Information that I found in this essay helped to rectify existing misconceptions. In addition, I obtained access to the personal archives of his chess mentor, Jack Collins, and of Bobby's mother, Regina Fischer. These invaluable troves of letters, photos, and clippings have been an important source for this audiobook. Reading a letter from Bobby to Jack Collins written decades ago is almost like bringing Bobby back to life. Whether one admires or despises Bobby Fischer, and it's quite easy to do both simultaneously, as these pages will show, I hope that his story proves that while he was a deeply troubled soul, he was also a serious and great artist, one who had a passion to know. We may not, and perhaps should not, forgive Bobby Fischer's twisted political and anti-religious assaults, but we should never forget his sheer brilliance on the chessboard. After hearing this biography, I would suggest that the listener look to and study his games, the true testament to who he was, and his ultimate legacy. There was a boy, a chess player once, who revealed that his gift consisted partly in a clear inner vision of potential moves of each piece as objects with flashing or moving tails of colored light. He saw a live possible pattern of potential moves and selected them according to which one made the pattern strongest, the tensions greatest. His mistakes were made when he selected not the toughest, but the most beautiful lines of light. From The Virgin in the Garden by A.S. Byatt. Chapter 1. Loneliness to Passion. "I can't breathe! I can't breathe!" Bobby Fischer's screams were muffled by the black hood tied tightly around his head. He felt as if he were suffocating, near death. He shook his head furiously to loosen the covering. 2 Japanese security guards were holding him down on the floor of the brightly lit cell.